In the world of professional basketball, there's a brewing concern that the new second apron rules could significantly hinder smaller market teams from competing effectively. And this is where the controversy heats up. Many believe these regulations might do more harm than good, especially to franchises with limited financial resources. But here's where it gets complex and worth a closer look. The NBA introduced the second apron as a set of strict financial limits designed to maintain competitive balance across the league. This set of rules imposes heavy penalties on teams that go beyond a certain payroll threshold, well above the established salary cap, by restricting their ability to execute trades, sign players after buyouts, or freely adjust their rosters. In theory, this measure aims to prevent wealthy teams from continuously outspending others. But the reality appears more nuanced. One NBA insider, speaking to Steve Bulpett of Heavy.com, warns that these restrictions could be particularly devastating for small market teams trying to contend. The unnamed executive stated plainly, "You'll see that it's going to kill some of the smaller market teams that go for it," highlighting the risk of these franchises having fewer tools to chase championships. To illustrate the point, the executive referenced the Milwaukee Bucks, champions in 2021, who faced rising costs to retain their core roster. Financial pressures prompted strategic moves such as trading star Khris Middleton, an example of a team navigating difficult choices to stay within financial boundaries, and restructuring contracts to create cap space. Milwaukee also leveraged the wave and stretch tactic on Damian Lillard's contract to make room for acquiring Miles Turner, avoiding more severe luxury tax penalties. While this maneuver kept the team compliant with league rules, it underscored how even top-tier contenders are being forced into hard financial decisions, often at the expense of roster stability. The problem intensifies for smaller organizations. Unlike major market teams like the Lakers, Warriors, or Knicks, who benefit from robust revenue streams, huge local TV deals, and lucrative sponsorships, smaller market teams often cannot shoulder a continuous luxury tax burden. Over time, this financial trend discourages them from making aggressive moves aimed at winning now, potentially pushing them into early rebuilds or roster resets. Although the second apron was initially crafted to foster parity and prevent rich teams from dominating financially, many league insiders worry it might instead have the opposite effect. Small market teams, constrained by limited budgets, could find themselves forced to dismantle their rosters prematurely, roster cuts that might not have been necessary otherwise. This dynamic is especially true for clubs like Indiana or Memphis, which do not have the revenue pipelines of their larger counterparts. They might be compelled to choose between short-term competitiveness and long-term financial health, risking the league's overall balance. So, while the league's goal is to create a level playing field, the reality seems more complicated. The real question remains, will these new financial restrictions help smaller market teams thrive, or will they push them further toward financial and competitive limbo? Your thoughts? Do you agree with the critics who say the second apron could destabilize the very balance it aims to protect? Or do you see it as a necessary step toward a more equitable NBA?